Okay, let's dive into something really interesting today.
Yeah.
We've got an announcement here. It's about a university taking a pretty big leap into some cutting-edge tech for education.
Ah,
I'm going to unpack what that actually means.
that's good.
So our mission for this deep dive,
Mm-hmm.
let's figure out who's involved, what tech they're actually using,
Mm-hmm.
and maybe most importantly, why this is a big deal for learning practical skills, especially like in healthcare.
And it seems like the source really frames this as more than just, buying gadgets.
Right.
Yeah, it's presented as a shift in how they teach, trying to properly bridge that gap between theory and real-world practice, getting students job ready.
Okay, so who are the main players here? The announcement says it's Assam Downtown University.
That's in India, right?
Yeah, in India. And they're partnering up with a company called EON Reality.
Okay, EON Reality. They're known for XR tech, aren't they?
Exactly. And that's what the university acquired. It's EON-XR licenses and also EON AI licenses.
Yeah.
Plus a course package designed for their programs.
So EON-XR, that's the augmented and virtual reality side of things.
Yeah, basically. Think like putting interactive 3D models right into your physical space with AR. Or being completely inside a virtual environment with VR.
Gotcha. And the EON AI piece, what does that add?
Well, the source doesn't go super deep, but you'd guess it adds some intelligence, right? Maybe adaptive learning, feedback within the simulations.
Makes sense. Smarter simulations. And it's interesting where they're rolling this out first.
Where's that?
According to the announcement, it's specifically in their paramedical sciences program.
Ah, okay. So straight into a field needing serious hands-on skills.
Exactly. It highlights their targeting training that's, tough to replicate safely or effectively in a standard classroom. Real-world reaction type stuff.
Right. And what's the stated goal, did the announcement say?
It did. And it's pretty ambitious. They want to, quote, redefine experiential learning.
Redefine it. Okay.
And offer unparalleled immersive experiences. So it suggests they're aiming way beyond just like basic computer simulations.
So how does that actually work for a student? What does that look like?
The source describes it as getting hands-on interactive learning modules. Modules that simulate real-world healthcare scenarios. So instead of just, say, reading about anatomy...
You might actually interact with a 3D model.
Exactly. Or maybe use virtual instruments, deal with a patient avatar in 3D, navigate a simulated emergency scene. Much more active.
That sounds way more engaging than a textbook, for sure.
Well, yeah, and the significance they mention goes beyond just engagement.
How so?
The announcement claims this approach actually enhances retention and comprehension, helps you remember things better.
That makes intuitive sense. Trying to picture complex anatomy from a flat page is hard.
Totally. But imagine interacting with it in 3D, manipulating it, seeing how systems connect. It's a different way of learning.
So it helps them prepare more comprehensively, as the source says.
Right. For their actual careers, letting them practice procedures, maybe tricky ones, until they're really competent.
And confident too, I bet, without the immediate risk of working on a real person right away.
Precisely. That's a huge benefit. Safe practice space.
It reminds me of that quote mentioned in the source from EON Reality's chairman, Dan Lajerskar.
Oh, yeah. What did he say?
He talked about this collaboration helping to, democratize access to superior educational tools.
Democratize access. Interesting.
Yeah, and specifically equipping future healthcare professionals. It sort of implies this tech can help level the playing field.
So provide high-quality practical training even if a place doesn't have massive physical labs or easy access to, say, early clinical settings.
That seems to be the idea behind it. Pretty powerful if it works out that way.
Which brings us back to why this matters to you, the listener.
Right.
This isn't just some abstract future tech anymore, this partnership. It's a real example happening now.
AR, VR, AI actually being used to teach critical skills.
Yeah, for vital jobs like paramedics, the ability to simulate those complex, high-pressure situations safely. That's a really big step forward for training.
Okay, so let's sort of wrap this up. This partnership, Assam Downtown University and EON Reality.
It's more than just buying software.
Right. It's an investment in a whole new way of teaching practical skills, making it more immersive, more effective, maybe even more accessible using AR, VR, and AI.
It's a concrete example of that educational shift we talked about.
Definitely.
And, it leaves you wondering, if this kind of immersive simulated learning can make a difference in something as demanding as paramedical training,
Yeah.
where else could it be a game changer? What other complex hands-on jobs could be transformed by this kind of AR, VR, AI training?
Good question.
What skills might you end up learning differently, maybe inside a headset in the coming years? Something to think about.